guys? Long time no see. It's been a while since I made a video. Welcome to Life of Accro. I'm Acro Brandon and this is my life. It is New Year's Eve today. This is the end of 2019 and I thought what better time than making my last video of the year today and then slapping it up on YouTube today as well. I've got some cool stuff that's been going on. It's been super busy for the holidays. Today we're actually going to talk about the hummie deck and the big bin enclosure that I got. I didn't really get any big Black Friday deals or anything like that. I just ordered the hummie deck because if you remember my other video, my other board died and exploded. So I've got that. I got the big bin enclosure so we can take a quick look at those items right there. Other cool things are going to be coming up. I actually got some cool stuff to test out here. I've got this free, like how Amazon does a bunch of product trials and you leave good reviews if they give you shit for free kind of stuff. So I got this from F5 Fine. It's like a lav mic. We're gonna actually plug this here in a second so that I can have a better audio experience when I'm making videos for you guys. We actually pulled the pole out. If you don't remember, in all my other videos I have a stripper pole in the house because I pole dance professionally. My girlfriend does all that other great stuff. I do crazy acrobatics. I also converted, if you can see here, let me look back here, up here a little higher. I started creating a little backdrop, so check this out. So over here, I can actually get my pro photo and video experience on, right? So I DIY'd that backdrop right there, right? I just rent this apartment, so I can't be like drilling holes into the walls and stuff like that. So I figured a way to gravity feed it on top of the molding up there with a couple of screws at the bottom, which are holding it up there, which is awesome. I also started an e-commerce store. I'm working on getting into drop shipping. So if you're an e-com kind of person, stay tuned for that. I'm not going to become like a fucking guru or anything like that, but it's just time for a change. I'm kind of like hustling too much, not making enough money. It's time for a change. Less talk, more work, right? And then also, I did get one cool gift from my girlfriend for Christmas. The Oculus, right? This thing is insane. It is awesome. I tried this thing out in March when they had it like on display down at FIT in NYC. Super immersive, and luckily I have just enough space here in the living room to play with it. Word of the wise is when you first set this thing up and they're like, here, paint your perimeter, right? So that you know to not go out of bounds. Give yourself like an extra foot back. So that way when the wall is right here, you don't actually punch into the wall or walk your ass into the wall, okay? So your perimeter needs to be buffered by an extra foot or something. That way when you start to hit the edge of the perimeter, you know to actually stop instead of slamming into the wall. They don't tell you that, but now I'm telling you. At any rate, let's take a look at the hummie deck and the big bin enclosure. All right, so while we're at it, I'm gonna try and kill two birds with one stone. I actually wired up the lav mic here so we can try and see what the audio quality is compared to the Rode mic when I just had that one on. I don't even know what it sounds like. I did a quick little test, but we're gonna let this roll. I'm not gonna re-record it. At any rate, got the hummie deck, things like 40 inches, right? Torque boards is coming out with their own as well right now. And then it's got the cutout underneath, which holds like a big ass battery. I'm gonna pop up a quick picture right here real quick, but I actually did put a 12S6P 30Q pack in here that was a double stack offset and still had space for a Unity controller and some additional electronics. So I think that even if you wanted to do an 8P battery, you would still have plenty of space in there. The wood grain or the carbon fiber just looks amazing, and I'm actually gonna take my first attempt at fritting this board. I've never fritted a board before, but I want to maintain the integrity or the, what's the proper word that I'm looking for? The amazing look of carbon fiber. I don't want to cover this up with grip tape or with a colored frit, so I'm going to stick with that. And then to top it off, we have the big bin enclosure, which he has molds from a hummie for this. I mean, it's basically what you would expect, a fiberglass case. This thing cost about $95 shipped from the UK, so to me that's a little bit expensive. It's a little pricey, but you want something that fits custom, it looks good, it does look good. I mean, what are you gonna do? I could have tried to make a case out of Kydex. I tried that a couple years ago when I first started eSkate. Sorry, not good enough for me, or I'm not good enough for me, right? But it fits on here pretty good, you know, and I just got to get it lined up just right. I think it kind of, I don't know if there's a front or a back or whatever. But both sides look really good. It fits really nice and snug in here. Oh, I know why. Because I don't have a battery in here right now. So of course it fits perfectly snug. When I put the battery in here, it had a little bit of a gap right here naturally, which is fine. But since I use a hard rubber as my seal, it'll gap it out just fine, and it's going to fit perfectly once I get everything set. So the plan with this deck right here is I ordered some. I actually did buy something on Black Friday. I lie, I forgot. MBS was having a 20% off discount, and actually if you're part of the forums, there's a code floating around somewhere that forum members for eSkate actually get 25% off, I think, if that was right. So it's actually better than the Black Friday deal. But I got the chrome slick ones. They've got the oil slick trucks, so I've got those coming. And then obviously the hard part is, how do you put mountain board trucks on a flat deck that's zero? So there's not really a whole lot of options on that out there for like a 30-degree angled riser. I do have a welding friend of mine who's gonna weld one up, so instead of trying to get it in aluminum, which is kind of fragile, because I've seen some horror stories where it breaks, he's going to weld it out of steel, and that should never break the weld. It might weigh a little bit more, but what you're going to do, okay? And then I've still got my Chinese Superstars, so I got to get some 12mm bearings to fit those axles. Some minor changes, but I'm hoping to have this finished and built by springtime so I can get back to riding. I have been using the other board over here, which is top mount, back to the 6-inch on the same old deck. It's been serving me well. My shoulder has really been enjoying the 5-pound weight loss because my shoulder was hurting from carrying around a 30-pound board all the time. Maybe I should just switch sides. At any rate, once again, I'm back in action, so stay tuned. Life of Accro. I'm Accro Brandon. This is my life, and I missed you all. Hopefully you missed me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.